Hey, welcome back to the last installment in your non-toxic swap series. So today we're going to be talking about a topic that is close to my heart and close to many women's hearts, which is beauty products. So beauty products, we all generally want to use them. Even men are using more and more products nowadays, but they can be a big source of toxins. So let's dive in. So I brought a few examples of products that I want you to start learning about and reading the labels and looking for these ingredients. So let's actually start with deodorant, which is a really big topic for the, what's best to do. So, because it's hard to find a natural option, but we're gonna get into all that. So this one is by Degree, and it says it lasts for a really long time. So it has a high percentage of aluminum to help block odors and perspiration. It also has a scent called Shower Clean, which is a chemical compound. And it also has some preservatives and fragrance lengtheners that are in here. And all these things are toxic for you in different ways. So the aluminum is what we call a metalloestrogen. It's a heavy metal that acts like estrogen in your body, and breast cancer cells, tumors, have been found to have some of these heavy metals in them. And then the fragrance, no matter if you call it Shower Clean or whatever you call it, fragrance is a huge cocktail of chemicals. We learned about this in the cleaning video. And it has, one thing it has in it are phthalates, which help make the fragrance last longer, but is again like a synthetic estrogen, which throws off your hormones. And then this guy, sometimes it's hard to read these labels, they're so little, but some of these products have something also called parabens that are preservative, that's a chemical, and sodium lauryl sulfate, which kind of can make suds or be used as a preservative as well. And the sodium lauryl sulfate is interesting because it's derived from coconuts. So sometimes they'll say, oh, derived from coconuts. It sounds like it's natural, but in fact, the solvent that's used to derive it is toxic. So a lot of these products you have to be really careful because they know that the consumer is looking for a safer product, and they'll phrase it in a way that makes it sound like kind of okay. I've actually been tricked by that coconut one until I learned more about it. So avoiding aluminums in your deodorants is important, but also just as important is avoiding fragrance and parabens. So I brought a couple deodorants to show you. This is one I just found at the grocery store. It's unscented and it does not contain aluminum, does not contain parabens. No, it's advertising it right there, no aluminum, no parabens. And we know it's fragrance free. So this one, I found it like Albertsons. It wasn't hard to find. It does have one ingredient I want to look up, but mostly it looks pretty good. But we can also go to the Environmental Working Group website and get a better read on this one. Then I wanted to show one that I really like and we'll be selling at our store. This has instead of aluminum, it has a different mineral in it that helps with odor. It has zinc, so it's kind of like in your sunscreen. But it really lasts a long time. It's scented with natural lavender essential oil, so you don't have to worry about fragrance. So I really like this one. It's white, so you have to be like a little careful with it when you're putting your clothes on. But it's really great. Now some people, when they're switching from a deodorant like this, and maybe they've used it 20, 30 years, to natural, when you stop suppressing those glands, a lot of toxins start coming out and you can actually smell worse and really think, oh, this isn't for me. In which case you can actually do an armpit cleanse. This is a clay that we're gonna be carrying in our store as well. And you can mix a clay with apple cider vinegar and pull some of those toxins out of your armpit. And I've found that to be really successful for some of our clients. So that's a little bit on deodorants. Let's talk a bit about shampoo. So some of the same concerns, it can have fragrance, certainly. It can have parabens, sodium lauryl sulfate, phthalates, and some of them it's hard to tell, they don't come out and say it exactly, but as you get a little more familiar, so just a few of these words, you can start finding them on on labels. So one company that I really like, it's a very high quality product, is Beauty Counter. So Beauty Counter bans like 1,600 different ingredients that they know to be questionable or dangerous. And anytime you smell a scent with Beauty Counter, it's natural. Anytime you see a suds, they just derived it from a natural ingredient. So this is one option for getting shampoo and conditioner that is cleaner and really high quality. And if you go to your natural grocery store, there's also options there as well. Now, if you have a favorite shampoo, it can take a bit to like find your new favorite, but just be patient with it because it's worthwhile. And then there's things like cleansers, you know, for your face. Beauty Counter also has a whole line of different cleansers, but here's one I like that has a little exfoliator. And this exfoliator is a natural exfoliator. It's not little plastic beads, which are really bad for our water supply. And what else do I have to show you here? Oh, I wanted to show you some shaving cream. So I was on my son's field trip the other day, and this little adorable 10-year-old girl said, when I shave, I want to use fragranced shaving cream. So it's really like our marketing is teaching these kids at such a young age that they have to use these certain things to smell good. And especially that young age, as they're going into puberty and being exposed to these hormone disruptors, it's really important to also choose for them safer options, because young girls are often really wanting to experiment with makeup and with lotions. So teaching them early to choose something that's fragrance free or scented with essential oils. You know, when I shave my legs, I just use like my natural shower gel and it's totally fine. So there's always other options. Let's see, so for sunscreen too, many sunscreens are chemical, and a lot of people are aware of that now. But this is a brand I like that uses a zinc mineral-based sunscreen, and we're gonna sell this one in our store as well. This is a little one for your face. It's a little like finer and doesn't clog your pores, but they also have one for the body. And let's see what else we have here. A few more products from Beauty Counter. So one thing we haven't talked about yet is heavy metals. So anytime you see a color, that's often a metal that's making that color. So if you have a red lipstick, like where did that color come from? And sometimes there'll be things like lead in lipstick and you're literally eating it. So I mentioned young girls, they're often buying like the cheapest makeup, like at the mall or Walgreens. And these ones I would say are the most questionable. It's a little hard to figure out, you know, what makeup could have heavy metals, or there's even, they use coal tar in some of these makeups. And I would say just get familiar with brands, because I think, you know, there's brands like that we've gotten to know over time that we know we can trust because we looked into them more. If you go to like Walgreens, sometimes there'll be products that say they're natural, but if you look at the ingredients, they're not really that natural. Again, they're just trying to please the consumer. So I would really be careful on brands you trust for things like makeup. This is like a tinted moisturizer, and again, that's got some color in it, and you don't want heavy metals to be in that color. That can disrupt your thyroid gland. It can very much contribute to brain fog and fatigue, which is, you know, fatigue and weight are two of the big things we want to detox from. If we're putting all this stuff on our body, we're just contributing to that toxic load, which is an important thing to mention, because you might say, well, I have my favorite shampoo and what's the big deal? It's just a little bit. But think about all the products you use throughout the day, and the coffee, you know, throwaway coffee cup you use, and the exhaust in the air. We're just getting exposed again and again and again. So these things that we do use on a regular basis, it's really important to replace them with natural things. So some of those things you can make yourself. Like for instance, I have made this hair cleaner with essential oils and water, and I still use some shampoo, but I've been experimenting with essential oils to just help like detox my hair follicles and help. A lot of women tell me they have trouble with losing hair, which can be a hormonal issue from toxins, but you can also treat right at the source. You can do a mud mask on your hair, actually, and you can do essential oils to remove like grease and help your hair grow better. So if you're a do-it-yourself person, this is a glass bottle I got to make this little formula. And We've talked a few times about essential oils, and this is a great starter kit. A lot of these ones I use for my hair, like the peppermint and the lavender and the tea tree can all be good for hair. Tea tree can be good for acne in your skin, and frankincense is a good oil to help for aging skin. So we have a lot of options just in this little starter kit to get started with essential oils. And then if you're not as much of a DIY person, or you're just never gonna make your own mascara, like I'm never gonna make my own mascara, I really recommend this company Beauty Counter, because the product is really high quality and will perform like makeup you've bought at the beauty counter, like makeup from a high-end store, but they are much more conscious about the ingredients they put in. It's not all organic, it's not all natural, but they avoid a lot of those toxic ingredients and choose safer ones. So that concludes our little series, but this is certainly not all there is. This series may have opened up some more questions for you, like what cookware do I use? What fish is safe to eat? And this is the kind of material that we'll be covering over time. So definitely stay tuned and look at this email where you saw the video, or the notes under the video, because we'll share more resources. We will be carrying a lot of these products as well, and some of them will do specials and bonuses over time, so just as well look in the notes to find out more about that. But most importantly, I really just want to thank you for learning with us. It's really my mission, like my heart's mission, to teach women in this world, and women and men and their children, more about toxins and how to avoid them, because not only does it help your own health, but it helps the health of our whole planet. So every little decision we make that's in a better direction is impactful. So I really appreciate you learning and making this change to our world along with me.